Hello YouTube, I am I Hasani Smith. I'm a 14-year-old software engineer and you're watching Brothers Who Code. Today is the 5th episode of my HTML and CSS course. If you haven't seen the other videos, go check them out. And we're basically leaving off where we left off last episode in episode 4, where we made this header, and we're just going to go ahead and add on to this document. And what I want to add next into this document is some images and a new section. So if we come into here, into our code, we left off last time on here, and I feel like what we need to add on next, and something I probably should have told you guys about earlier, is an image tag. What an image tag is, you can look it up on W3 Schools. It's just what it sounds like. It's just an image. It shows up on the DOM, and you can put any image you want, and I'm going to show you step by step how to exactly get images and show you how to download them. So first things first, I'm going to show you the tag here. It's just image, and we need the brackets. Just taking a little second to load. And the interesting thing about the image tag is one of the rare tags that you actually don't need a closing tag for. It actually closes just like this. Inside the image tag, we're just going to put src equals, just going to have it empty. And this is basically just how to create an image tag. Now, for now, just keep the src empty. This is actually where we're going to put the directory to our image. But for now, we have no image, so we're just going to leave that empty. I'm going to show you how to get an image right now. So you want to go to a different browser on whichever browser you have, whether it's Chrome, Bing, Firefox. This works for everything. So come over here, and you just want to type in what type of image you want to have. So let's just say here, I want to get the Brothers Who Code image. You come over here, you hit images, and I'm just gonna wait till it loads here. And you could take any of the images that you want here. Once they load up, you could just take any of these images, any image that you want, literally. Just look up anything that you want, and you can see the image. So, for example, if you wanted a, say, basketball, like you wanted a basketball image or something like that, you search up basketball, go to image, and come down here, and you can go ahead and get an image. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and click on the image, then you're going to come in once it loads, right click, and you want to press save as image. So just save as image. And then you want to hit save, and we'll go ahead and install that onto your computer. I already have an image installed, so I don't need to install it. Now, once you're done with all of that, you want to come back into your code, actually, but we actually want to go into the file directory here, not the code just yet. And if you remember in the first episode, we placed our folder in the projects in a certain place. So you just want to go into your projects folder and look for where you placed your folder. You should probably know where it is. If you don't, you can go look for it. It's pretty easy to find. You just gotta go through a few bars. I already have it pulled up right here, so I'm just gonna drag this image into here, and it'll just take a second to load. We can wait for that. Okay, it just loaded, and now that we have it in here, oh wait, okay, that was a mistake on my part. I actually dragged it into the wrong folder. Like I said, you need to pay attention see where you're actually going, and make sure you're dragging it to the right file. So as you see, it's right here. And what you can do actually is, you don't want to have that image just hanging out in the open. So what you want to come in, just hit this little icon here. This is how you create a new folder. I'm going to call this one images, just IMG images for short. I'm going to drag this in here. There we go. So now you have that in your Visual Studio Code. It's in your text area now. And what you want to do is you want to type in images, or whatever you named your folder to contain your image. It could be any image you want. And then you just want to go ahead and get the image URL here. And after that, you want to come in back into here, your browser. It's going to take a second to load. Alright, there we go. And now, refresh. Boom. It's the image I chose. Whichever one you chose should show up like this. And now, what you want to do is you want to come into here, and we want to center this image. So let's come over into here, and we're just going to go IMG. We're going to say position relative, and we want to move it to the right, so I'm going to go left. We'll say about 100 pixels, and we'll just see how that affects it. Everything's a lot more. $600. Yeah. Okay, that was a little bit too much. I should just take about, let's say take 200 off, 400 pixels now. Add a little bit more. Positioning stuff like this kind of gets a little bit tedious, but if you want to get it how you want it to look, it's how you have to position it. A bit over to the left. There, that should be good enough. Alright, it's pretty much centered. Now I have this image here, and it's in the center of the document. We can also move it down a little bit. So we're just going to say top. We're going to go like 100 pixels. I'm moving it so far down. That's good enough. Alright, now we added this image in here at the bottom. And it's sorted in there by itself. So I kind of want some text maybe above or below it. And to do that, we're going to go back into this HTML. First, we're going to create a section around this image. And essentially what a section tag is, it just contains a certain area, and basically you can style that area all at once with a section. It activates as a parent to any of these elements, and it basically just allows you to target things easier, makes things more condensed, and easier to find. Basically, sections are just how you wall off certain areas that you want. This header is a section, this is just a header, and this is the section, and we can actually give this a class name. So I'm going to call this a class of image section. So this is the image section, and we're also going to contain some text in here as well. So below it, I'm going to make a paragraph. I'm just going to say code, and that's good enough. We're just making example text here. See, and okay, it shows up over there. Now, all the styles that we put on the image, I guess we really don't need that anymore, considering that since we want to move the entire section, we can just put the styles in the section. So go dot ing section. And that's basically how you want to move these elements, because it moves everything at once. This paragraph didn't get moved over all the way though, so we can move it over a bit manually. Let's get rid of this top. Okay, we want to move this up a little bit, the paragraph up. We can target that one specifically. We don't have to put a class on it right now, at least. Maybe later on. So go P, position relative. By the way, this is not the only way to move elements. It's just the way I like to use to be a little bit more precise with my movements. So we're going to go left. Go 200 pixels. A little bit too much. 150. Back a little bit more. Alright, that's good enough. Now we need to move it up. We use bottom to move it up. We'll say 50 pixels. Don't want to move it up too far. And a little bit more. And while we're at it, we can make it a bit bigger too. So, font size 15 pixels. Didn't really change the size of it too much. Just make it a little bigger. Go 20 pixels. Okay, there we go. That looks nicer. And that's basically just basic positioning with sections. We could even use the grid on this section if we had, for say, 2 sections. We could put a grid on a section around it. So let's say we had 2 of these. If we made another section around both of these 2, and again, this is a little bit more complicated, but this section right here, we'll call it and that's basically, you could target that in the CSS and make it a CSS element. But that's basically it for basics of sections and all that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and make sure to like and subscribe. My link to my website is in the description. If you have any questions, you can ask them to me in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and see you later.